take a look at order fulfillment, like work order fulfillment, sales order fulfillment from a warehouse management perspective, picking, packing, shipping, that sort of thing.
I'll start with a work order that and we went through this earlier where we're printing a pick list or a traveler or a router. Maybe we're assigning a digital pick queue to a user. So then they can scan in or click in from a queue or a task list into a work order. So that houses the labor plan, the work instructions. They can track labor, they can track scrap. They'll pick parts to the job by lot, where they can scan and record the pick and the pick quantities. And then this pick will move that inventory into WIP. So then you can run a WIP report and post monthly what your WIP values are. And then he'll update the work location to the next step in production. So what happens when you complete this work order is this inventory picked is what gets back flushed. So now when I complete the work order, I have a quantity that's back flushed. And so I have a finished good of this top level assembly. My inventory is back flushed, and that top level assembly accounts for the labor cost, anything that was outsourced, and the material cost into that inventory account.
And by back flushed, it sounds like you're saying consumed. I think that's the term I'm more familiar with. Is back flushed and
Yes.
consumed the same thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Once that product has signed off on all work instructions, you have the pick quantity. This is what gets consumed or back flush. We now enter our finished quantity. So you can leave that work order open for a partial, or in like batch scenarios, you might close, you have a recipe that either, you receive more than you planned or less than you planned, but you consume the same amount of raw materials. And so we allow both of those with this little checkbox. And the complete receive button here puts this finished good into inventory and allows us to now turn around and pick and ship it onto a sales order. So I'll jump back to the sales order.
When you say pick it and ship it onto a sales order, are you just saying close out the work order so it's available for a sales order?
Correct. Yep. So it creates the inventory and now makes it available. Now, if it's a direct order, like in a lot of make to order scenarios in Cetec, the sales order is also the work order. So it never really hits finished good. So you just consume the raw materials and you print the packing slip and ship to the customer and generate the invoice all in one single step. So it
Nice.
minimizes the transactions required. But in a build to stock scenario, you have to finish the work order to create the item to then turn around and pick and ship.
Okay.
So yep. So you'll have a ship schedule based on a ship date, and so it's the same report that we looked at on that release to production. It's a pick and ship. You go and see what needs to ship today or what can ship today. There's some automation there that says here's this auto release that says here's all the orders that have inventory and are allowed to ship or ready to ship based on some business logic. And you select those orders, print the pick list, and you're off to the races. So then we'll go back to the sales order. The shipping screen looks just like that. The shipping screen on the sales order looks just like the work order, except the difference is instead of complete receiving, we're creating an invoice. Or you might also think of this, if you're using a QuickBooks integration, this is a record of shipment. So what this does, so that release screen, based on the quantity that's available of this item, allows me to set a release quantity. So I have all 10 available. So I'm going to release all 10. So it sets the ship quantity that then allows me to go and pick that quantity from a bin. Now this is kind of ties back. You can have somebody with a tablet on the warehouse shop floor that is working through a pick queue that's been assigned to them, and they are navigating through the orders assigned, and they're going to find this part, scan it to the order, pick them all, and then it moves into a packaging location where that next user either picks it up from a queue or they pick up a pick list and they scan into that order. With the ship quantity set, it's picked. We can print things like a packing slip or different labels. So here's another document that's crucial to the process.
I'm interested in the pick queue. So it sounds like if you have a pick queue, then there's somebody deciding what to pick, and then they create this pick queue for the other material handlers in the warehouse to pick. So you've got like a warehouse manager that decides what to pick, and then the actual pickers that carry out the pick. And so the warehouse manager creates the list of sales orders, which you're calling the pick queue, and then the actual pickers fulfill those picks and carry them out. Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes. So you're looking for orders, warehouse manager, looking for orders that are not short and can and are supposed to ship. They're identifying those, and then they're just assigning them to a warehouse user. And then when I move that order to the warehouse, Harrison will have a pick queue. And as the manager, I can manage people's pick queues, so I can shift it around or see what's been sitting in their queue for 3 days, right? So then Harrison has a discrete list. Instead of having to operate off of paper, he has a list with the order and can click directly into that pick part screen, a digital pick list, right? Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on the packing slip, which is different from the pick ticket, right?
Yes.
A lot of people misunderstand that, and I see a lot of people that use the sales order as the pick ticket or the packing slip as the pick ticket. And really, picking is for inventory control. If you want inventory accuracy, get your receiving down, get your picking down. Those are the two control points. So it's important that software has good receiving, good picking to accomplish inventory control and ultimately inventory accuracy. The packing slip is for the customer, not for the warehouse material handler, right? The packing slip is something to show the truck driver or the carrier and the customer to say, this is what's in the box.
It's not the driver of process.
Yeah.
The pick list or a pick ticket is.
And that, in my opinion, I like to see this because, in my opinion, that's proper warehouse management. That's proper sales order fulfillment processes and procedures to have a sales order, a pick ticket, and a packing slip. So I'm liking what I'm seeing is what I'm saying.
Okay, so then you'll have other things like packing labels or skid labels that you'll print as associated with the shipment, right? So you'll slap the labels onto the box. Sometimes you require, you're shipping a product that is to an aerospace or medical device customer. So you have to provide a traceability document that includes all the lot codes that went into the product that you're shipping. So you can generate that from the sales order itself. And then after you've printed all of the shipping labels, the packing slip, everything is packaged up, and now it's sitting on the dock. You have a tracking number. So we do integrate at this point. We integrate with a software called Ship Engine, and they talk to all of the carriers: UPS, FedEx, DHL, USPS. So it's a long list. So they interface with the carriers, and then based on your ship via and your carrier accounts that you have set up either to the customer or internally, you can create the shipping labels from within Cetec. So instead of a shipper having to now hop into WorldShip separate and maintain separate customer databases and address lists, all of that lives in Cetec, where sales is maintaining that customer record.
Nice.
So you generate the tracking number, you print the shipping label, all from one screen where you're generating the packing slip.
And you guys are accomplishing what ShipStation would accomplish. They don't need ShipStation.
Yes. Well, and Ship Engine is actually owned by the same company as Ship Engine. But so it's the same. It's effectively the same thing. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were saying, excuse me, I'm exploiting my own ignorance here. So which is fine. I don't mind. I don't know everything.
So Ship Engine
is owned by ShipStation. Okay.
They effectively do the same. There's some different value add between the two products depending on volume.
I misunderstood. I thought you were saying Ship Engine is your product, but no, it is a separate product. And it's owned by ShipStation. Okay.
Yeah, and we used to do the integration to UPS and FedEx, and those end up being difficult. And we're going to add a little freight markup here because why not? So that pulls in the freight automatically. So now we have a tracking number. So now the last step of all of this is to create invoice. Again, it might just be a record of shipment. It doesn't necessarily mean you're sending the invoice. It just means that you are consuming or backflushing the inventory that's picked, and you're driving AR and revenue and cost of sales. And then you can determine the workflows.
For just a second. You said something that made me think of email features. You said send invoice. And it made me think about how emails work with your software. Can you speak to that?
Any document you can email from within Cetec yourself. So I can email this to my AP contact at my customer and from within Cetec, and that takes a record of it. And so we'll send it for you. What you can actually do for invoices, order acknowledgements, AR statements, is you can set up what we call notifications. And these are automated emails that go out overnight for invoices. And there's some other logic around some of the other types of notifications you can set up. So it just helps automate that sending of the invoice to the customer.
Now, Cetec is an ERP, something we need to remember because I work with IMS so often and I focus on inventory management software. But I have to ask, if we're looking at emails, are we piggybacking off of Gmail or Outlook, or is Cetec its own email?
We have our own email server. So we
Next
ostracise.
question.
We do have companies who configure their Outlook or Gmail to Cetec. So
That's good too.
that's a choice. Yep. Every
Okay,
customer
next
has that
question.
choice.
I saw on another screen, it said opportunities. You're talking about email campaigns. So we should probably just mention in this video that Cetec has CRM features,
Mhm.
opportunities, activities, email campaigns, lead versus customer tracking, tracking the sales funnel of
Mhm.
the beginning of the first contact through to progressing to the final sale. Am I right?
Correct. The one piece in there that we don't do is the email marketing, but that tends to look like an export of contact list in a phase of your sales or marketing funnel, and an import into Mailchimp, or some of our customers have integrated to HubSpot, or even I guess a couple of them have done Salesforce. So Cetec does 90 to 95% of the CRM things that most manufacturers need, and in many cases is potentially more. So
Right.
yeah, but a central place for notes and track the sales funnel and
Well, yeah, it's
forecasting
good
of
to point
potential
out
sale.
it's
Mhm.
from a CRM perspective, it's not as robust as HubSpot or Salesforce, and I'll probably add Odoo as well. Odoo is super robust when it comes to CRM. You know, they rival Salesforce. So
Yeah, and the value of Cetec is more like a Swiss Army knife, right? We didn't invent ERP or MRP or CRM or QMS or any of the acronyms. It's the way that all of these tools are brought together in one system to use, like a Swiss Army knife. I think is where the value of the CRM is really it's connected. It's connected to everything else.
yeah, true ERP. I like the Swiss Army knife analogy. I use the USS Enterprise analogy for
Yeah.
Star Trek fans, where everything your business needs to plan and track money and resources and employees and inventory is found in a true ERP. So that's one thing I wanted to clarify. Cetec is true ERP. IMS is just a component of ERP, right? So many people think, oh, ERP is inventory management software. No, inventory management capabilities and features are just part of ERP. ERP has inventory management plus accounting plus CRM. What else am I missing? Those are the main ones. Those are the big main ones, but of course, other features as well. But those are the three main things. And what I find most IMS software is missing is the accounting. So yeah, Cetec does CRM, inventory management, and accounting, and that's what makes them a true ERP. And they're priced well for the small business owners, which is why they have my focus, my attention, because I work with the small business owners that usually do somewhere between $1 million to 50 million a year, you know, or if you're in e-commerce or whatnot, and up to 100 million or 200 million a year. But for manufacturers, I mostly work with companies that do between $1 million to 50 million a year, and Cetec has proven to be affordable for companies of that size, and also share the same focus that I share of catering their implementation services, their training, and their features towards companies of that size. So it sounds like to me, if you're a manufacturer and you do between $1 million to 50 million a year, especially custom manufacturers, we saw a lot of custom manufacturing type features here that were appealing and enticing. Cetec may be a good consideration for you. Be sure to reach out to me if you would like to know more about other software programs and how they compare to Cetec. Be sure to reach out to Scott or Noah. Definitely name drop my name. They'll take good care of you. They'll take better care of you if you tell them you were sent to them from me or this video. But yeah, thanks for watching. And the next step would be to schedule a demo or reach out to us and purchase our advisory services if you would like a comparison from Cetec with other software programs. Thanks for joining, and be sure to like and subscribe and comment below if you have any
Thanks,
questions.
Lance.
Take care,
Thank
guys.
you.
Okay, so if you're still watching this, you're either an operations geek or you're just letting it run in the background, or this was super helpful and you were glued to the screen the whole way. That's what we do here at Brandow Consulting is we help you decide what software is right for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. And please, please, please react to this video. That tells YouTube that people like this video or if it was beneficial. Any type of reaction, YouTube says, oh, we'll let other people know about this video. So the commenting, please comment, subscribe, you know, whatever kind of reaction you can come up with, react to this video. And we greatly appreciate it. Click the link below, come to our website, fill out a contact form. I'm Lance, inventory software expert since 2006. And we have a lot of other videos like this for other software programs as well.